Hey everybody, what's up? So sorry for the confusion over the meeting this week, but with so many people being out of town, I know everyone's busy. This isn't ideal to do a video, but at least it's a way for us to communicate somehow and kind of let you guys know what's going on. So that's what we're going to do for this week. Thank you for your patience, and I want to respect your time as best that I can. But from here on out until the first investigation, we'll need to meet 2 times per week. So let's figure out what that looks like for the next couple of weeks and kind of go from there. So I just want to update you. There's one main point to the meeting, but overall, there's just a couple of things I want to update you on. I know everyone's asking me what's going on with the TV projects, any bites, any more decisions. Look, we're continuing to work that way. Nat Geo absolutely loves this project. Right now, they're not in the buying of paranormal shows. They're not doing that right now. That could change at any time. There's other networks and things that we're going to talk to. So just be forewarned that we're continuing to work on that. But right now, we need to focus on what we're doing. We need to continue to move forward, get better, and that's what we're going to do. So, it always happens when you're like, whenever you're not busy, that's when things don't happen. Whenever you're like slammed, that's probably when they're going to want it. So, but anyway, we just got to keep focusing on the product that we can sell to the networks, and that's what we're going to do. Thank you for pushing out the Telly Awards. We should hear back on that very soon. A lot of views. Let's hope that translates to votes. That'll be another big win for us. For the upcoming season this year, Halloween is on Friday night, and so this is a perfect year for us as far as Haunted Tour Week goes. We'll either do 3 investigations, one of those a two-nighter, kind of like we did last time. I thought that worked well. Or do 4 investigations. And then on Friday night, Halloween night, we're going to do a live streaming investigation. Some of you remember we've tried this before. We did it before and it worked well. This is going to be on a much larger scale, very professional situation with a video switcher, a couple different cameras that are wireless that will follow us around. We're talking multiple cameras, a director, a schedule, guests, and we've talked to Phil initially to see if it's even possible about putting in internet at Yorktown. I think it would be incredible, and that's needed because we're going to push that out to either live stream or Justin TV as our national kind of distribution. Bud Light's talking about embedding it. They're talking about buying into Haunted Tour. iHeartRadio is talking about embedding it. So this is going to have a much larger scale, and it's Halloween night, and it's going to be a national thing. So just keep that in mind. One thing we're going to do different this year is we're working on possibly a private investigation. Yes, we've done Hunt Your Home before. This is a totally different thing because Daryl, Jell, and I were talking, and we've never done an investigation. We do it for the thrill typically. What about if we could help people? And I know that's not been something we've ever thought of before, but I think it should be because I think the drama that comes from people that are dealing with this situation is on a whole nother level that we've never experienced or shown. And also for us to do the more of the detective work, ghost hunting, and digging into the history and the families. And I think it's going to give us a whole new aspect of the paranormal. And I think it could be really good. And I think it could be our big investigation. I'm even thinking Draft House with this one. So if you have any serious private cases that you're aware of, let us know because we're looking for the right one right now. So, listen, I also want to address the fact that I know after last year we said, hey, let's keep this going on a yearly basis and not really stop. That's why we did the 3 locations instead of 4, and we said we're not going to burn ourselves out so we can start right back up again. This year is so different in the fact that we had to work through many legal hurdles with the ownership and transferring that to me. We're there. As far as that goes, there's still a couple other legal things. Right now we're working on the merchandising agreement with the radio station, basically, which says, we're providing this, they're providing this as far as, insurance, equipment, time, etc. So those things are still being worked out. So understand that while we had the greatest of intentions, and we do every year, this year was really going to be that year, but the legal hurdles were what we've continued to work on since we stopped last year. So also, I'm in talks right now with someone that I think you would all love to work with as far as a history liaison, someone who can work on that stuff, someone who knows how to do the research easily. This person, we've worked with this person, the discussions are there. This person's just making sure that they have enough time to work with us. So fingers crossed on that one. Prospective investigation dates, a lot of you have asked about that. Right now we're looking at June 21st, July 12th, July 26th, August 23rd, and of course 10/31. So those are the dates. Again, June 21st, July 12th, July 26th, 8:23, and 10:31. As you know, that can always change. Could be a Friday instead of a Saturday, vice versa. So that's what we're looking at right now, and we're going to try and stick to that schedule the best that we can. So the main reason for the meeting that I wanted to have is because we always need to get better, right? We need to grow and we need to change. It's constant and it's good. And you guys have been doing this now with me, many of you, for many, many years. Daryl and Kendra, you've even been around for 2 or 3 years now. So you kind of, what I've said in one of the meetings in the past was, this gets tougher as it goes on because you start to see the flaws in people. You start to see the flaws in the group. And if you dwell on that stuff, it can be bad. And if it's not fixed, if you just let it fester, then more problems will come, and the group won't be as cohesive, and it's just a bad situation. And this shouldn't be a bad situation, right? This isn't work. This is the Haunted Tour. This is fun. And I think we have the potential to do big things. So I've created this survey, and basically it critiques the videos, it critiques the team, it critiques our investigations, and then gives you an opportunity to share your concerns, pose some recommendations, and give us any other ideas that you have. So this is really an incredible opportunity for every single one of us. This survey, number one, is completely anonymous. There is nothing in the survey to indicate who you are, unless you do that yourself and you out yourself in the answers. So don't do that. Keep it kind of generic. Also, this is constructive criticism. It's not a witch hunt. We're not out to attack anyone. I certainly am not. I have there's no agenda here other than to gain information. Many of the questions about myself and the leadership of Haunted Tour. This is kind of a way for me to better figure out how to do things. Maybe some of the things that we're doing that I think are working, aren't working, and your answers can help that. So this survey is going to take you about 30 minutes to take, and I encourage you to not do this rushed. Take your time, plan out that 30 minutes, be thorough, consider every answer, and I think that we're going to gain some incredible insight from this. Just going through here, there's things that I think it's important to point out the fact that sometimes your reality is not the reality of other people. There's a perceived reality in your reality. And that's why when we're asking very personal questions about the team, I think it's important to know that, one of the questions, for example, is who needs to make Haunted Tour more of a priority? You may think that you're making Haunted Tour as much of a priority as you can make it, but the rest of the team may feel like you're the one that's slacking. We are only as strong as our weakest link. And I think that's important to point out. Again, not an attack. I'm not upset with anybody, not angry with anybody. Neither is anyone on the team. We are simply here to get information on processes that may make it better. Maybe there's something that you just dread and you hate, and it takes away from your experience. And I don't want that. And so that's why we're going to do this. So when you go through here, the first thing you're going to see is the video critique, basically asking your favorites, episodes, your least favorites, moments that you're embarrassed by, scenes that you're embarrassed by, scenes that you're proud of, and then a chance to rate the video. And I really want you to consider those, especially on things like history, the reenactment, storyline, the ending, story resolution, the cast, host, production, investigation, evidence, etc. And it goes on a scale from 1 to 5. And 1 is extremely weak, 5 is extremely strong. And the way that this is set is this thing will average out the answers to tell us kind of where we are. So really think about that. 1 is extremely weak, 2 is weak, 3 adequate, 4 strong, 5 extremely strong. So and this will help Mike and I too as we go along through the editing process. I'd ask which cast member is your favorite to watch in the show as a viewer, which is the least favorite. These are just, again, we've done this now. What is this? Our 6th or 7th year? Lost track of time. That you may think something is a certain way, and it's really not. So this gives us a chance to indicate that. There's a lot of questions like these throughout there. That this is a chance for you to really voice your opinion. And for example, if you were the executive producer of the show, what one thing would you do differently? There may be something that I'm doing that I think is great for the team that you all hate, and I don't know, because maybe someone doesn't want to talk about it. So this is your chance. Like I said, it's anonymous and it's completely constructive. If anyone leaves comments that are attacking, they're going to be pulled out. Obviously, I won't know who wrote them, but I'm not even going to put them in with the final results. So keep that in mind. Someone rate the videos based on the scare factor or too funny, just kind of how they are. The team critique, what do you believe each person's role is? Who works the hardest? Who needs to make it more of a priority? Who's most prepared? Who's most dedicated? What kind of equipment are you able to operate? Again, it's going to take you about 30 minutes, and I encourage you to take this seriously, and I think we're going to really find some interesting stuff about Haunted Tour and find ways to fix things that are broken, and who knows, we may break some things that are okay in the process, but I think it's okay to switch things up, especially this long. And one of the things that one of the questions in there that I'm really excited to learn about is there's two actually. One of them is about last year's, the way that we reviewed the evidence in the meetings. Was that productive? Because it was long. Was it productive? Could it have been done better? Was it long but necessary? I don't know. We've never done it before, and so I'm just interested to see your opinion there. Another thing is, what ideas do you have to help us during the investigation that will help speed up the production time down the road? So in essence, during the investigation, what can we do to better log what we're doing, to make it easier on Mike and I and those who review video afterwards to put the storyline together? What ideas do we have during the investigation that will speed that process up? There may be something that we haven't thought of yet that you know about. And so anyway, that's the gist of it. I just kind of wanted to explain myself and as to why we're doing this. We've never done this before. Don't feel threatened by this. Don't be intimidated by it. It's pretty easy to do. It'll take you 30 minutes online. And this will close May 22nd at 11:59 p.m. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get this to Vanessa. She's in Japan right now, so she won't be back for a couple of weeks. So I'm really hoping that she'll be able to take that. Mike's in Minneapolis right now. He should hopefully be able to take that at some point. And Joey, I know, is headed to a wedding in Florida. So again, I'm going to send this out in a link inside the Haunted Tour Facebook. So you can go ahead and click on that at any time and take that. Depending, like Daryl and Kendra, you guys may want to use different computers. I don't know how it's set up to only allow one view. If you have any technical issues, let me know. I'm not going to check any of the results until I see all the responses in there. All the investigation team is going to do it. Myself and Mike are going to take the survey. So that's 9 or 10 responses that we're going to have. So once it tells me, hey, that many responses are in, then I'll check. So don't feel like if you ask a question and then you fill out the survey that I'm going to know that it was you that did it. That's not the case. Again, I'm not interested in attacking anyone through this. I'm really interested to see what everyone has to say. That's all it is. So any questions, let me know. Again, I'll post a link for this inside the Haunted Tour Facebook. No meeting necessary this week, but we do need to meet twice next week. Please figure out those dates. If not, I'm just going to set dates. We've got to get together. We've got to do this stuff. I know that you all have many, many, many important things going on, but I need you to make this a priority starting now, because if we work hard now, we can coast into it in October rather than the opposite way, which is no fun for any of us. All right. Thank you guys so much. Any questions, let me know, and I will see you next week.